Good morning, Captains. I'm Sarah Antonelli.
And I'm Tiffany Slayball. Today is Monday, November 23rd, and we're coming to you with another episode of WK Today.
The canned food drive is going on now. Donations will go towards Waterford Goodfellows. The graduating class with the most donations will get $500 for their class fund. Now let's go over to Ethan for weather.
Winter is finally here. It will be snowing today. The week starts off pretty chilly but warms up throughout the week. Thanksgiving is supposed to be 54 degrees and there is a high chance of rain. And those going out Black Friday shopping, it is going to be cold and rainy. Now back to Tiffany at the news desk.
Now let's change gears and talk to Haley Tavis with what students and teachers prefer more in school, block schedule or the 7-hour day.
4 years ago at Kettering, the students and teachers followed a class system known as the block schedule, which is a schedule that a student would go to 4 classes a day in 90-minute periods. They would alternate their 7 classes to have 1 class 3 times a week. We spoke with some students and teachers to gather their opinions on a 7-hour day or a block schedule.
I prefer a block schedule because a 7-period day doesn't work as well for us in the art room. We're more of a lab type environment where students need time to work on their projects. So a longer time period for each class makes more sense for us. I understand why other subjects feel the opposite way, math, world language. It makes sense for them. They need to see their students every day. And in the way we had a block schedule, it didn't work for them.
While other teachers like the 7-hour day schedule to fit better with their lesson plan.
I prefer a 7-hour day because I think that personally teaching math, it's best for your students to have math every single day of the week instead of broken up into 3 days. I also think that it's a lot easier to chunk the types of lessons that we have to do down into smaller parts so that they're not getting this overwhelming amount of information in an hour-and-a-half class period with a lot of different standards to cover. So I think it's easier to have 50-minute classes where kids can get enough information to be able to practice it and then come in the next day and build upon it.
We also spoke to Mr. Nicholson, who would even be willing to follow a modified block schedule.
I actually am a big fan of a hybrid schedule where 3 days of the week we would have a traditional 6-period or 7-period day, and then 2 days of the week we would execute a block schedule for longer lab periods, longer class periods for presentations.
When it comes to the students, they could go either way for the school day.
With a block schedule, I would be able to have more than 1 day to do my homework for my classes. I really hate having 7 classes every day and having to turn in my homework the very next day because then it gives me at least 6 hours of homework every night.
I would not want to be in class for 90 minutes and I'd like to see all my classes every day.
Overall, it seems like a tie for what the students and the teachers prefer more in their class schedule. I'm Haley Tavis, now back to you in the studio.
Any sophomores or juniors that are interested in enrolling in OSTC next year for the first time need to fill out and submit a request for consideration form. These forms are located in the counseling office and they must be turned in by December 4th or you will not be considered for enrollment next year. If you have any questions, please contact your counselor. Now let's kick it back over to Ethan for today's sports.
There will be a 15-minute meeting for all boys interested in being on the Kettering track and field team this spring on Tuesday at 2:30 in the LGI. See Mrs. Jackson in the athletic office if you have any questions. The girls bowling teams are looking for a few more bowlers. If you are interested in more information or would like to join the team, please see Mrs. Jackson in the athletic office on Monday. That's all for sports. Now let's kick it back over to you guys at the news desk.
The winners of the 2015 Penny Wars are Miss Bandler for the most pennies and Mr. Canuti for the most money.
Well, that's all we have for you today, Captains.
Have a great rest of your day.